and this is currently the state of my room. There's a book that's backwards. This desk is also a mess. Books are upside down and backwards. Here it is! Good morning, everyone. And this is currently the state of my room. When I left for college, trust, it was really neat and organized, but I just came back from college, and apparently my parents had decided to deep clean the entire house. So they took everything off the walls, they moved everything from its original spot, they moved everything out of my cabinets so that they could completely wipe down and deep clean everything. So my plan for the day is to organize my bed, organize these cabinets here because all my books are messed up. The cabinets under my bed are also not organized. Like, there's a book that's backwards. This isn't where my books usually belong. And I haven't unpacked either. I just took my clothes and stuffed them in the closet, and then everything else is still in my backpack. And I took out stuff I need to use, but it's not really organized. As, again, this desk is also a mess. Again, books where they don't belong. I had posters on my wall, and now they're there. Again, I took out my electronics, but it's not organized at all. I need to fix this ASAP. My little bookshelf corner, again, books are upside down and backwards, but they're also, most of them are not in the right spot, so I need to get that fixed. My little cabinets and drawers here need to be fixed, and my bedside cabinet, drawer, nightstand thing also needs to be fixed. But yeah, that's hopefully what we'll be doing today. But first things first, it's almost 9 and I need food in my system. My parents had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I'll be making myself some green onion pancakes. And this is part 2 of breakfast. I'm just gonna stick these in the air fryer.
Alright, it's been a couple hours and I finally finished organizing my room. So let's take a look. Here it is. This took me a really long time to organize, but now I think it's really nice and clean. So let's have a room tour. Okay, so right when you walk in, I have this little thing here. And this, usually it carries all my bags, as well as just a couple medals I earned in high school. But currently I only have one bag here because the rest of mine are in college. And so I don't really need to put as much there. This is just a book bag I have. I used to get like Fairy Loot and Owl Crate boxes, and I believe I got this book bag from one of them, as well as the pins on there. Here's my closet. We're not going to go through that because that is still a mess. Here is the center of my room, which is my bed. Made my bed this morning. Nothing really matches here. It's like we got these blankets, we got these blue pillows. Nothing matches, but it's comfy and I love it. And then I have a little light here so at night I can read. And then I have a bunch of stuffed animals. A bunch of them are stuffed inside my closet. And then my main two are in college. I didn't bring it back because I didn't have room in my suitcase. But here are the stuffed animals, some of my favorite stuffed animals that I've collected over the years. And each one of these has like a special meaning to me, which is why they're displayed up there. And then on this side of the bed, right when you walk in this little nook over here, I have my old laptop that's kind of broken and I don't really use it anymore, but I don't want to throw it away. So that's there. I have my Switch, which I'm planning to bring back to college anyway, but it's just here for because it's easy to get out. And then I have like 2 everyday bags that I can use. And this nook over here, I just have a bunch of books. All of these books are my TBR. Well, my physical TBR. I have more in like on my actual bookshelf. But yeah, my books aren't actually that organized. I just kind of threw them on. I don't have enough time to fully organize it, and I won't be here long enough to enjoy my organization. So I just kind of threw them in. But all of these are books I haven't read. This is the book I'm currently reading. I'm reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And then here are some more of my physical TBR. And then these are double stacked. So in the back, I have some more books. I also haven't read these, and these are also my TBR. But when I was in high school in my senior year, my school library did a thing where you could bring in books you didn't want and swap them for new books, like through the library's books. And so, let's see, I think all the ones back there, they're not all of it. I know I swapped out 13 books of like books I no longer wanted from my own collection to new books from the library that I never read. So that is a variety of random genres and stuff, but all of that I got from the book swap at the library. And then in this bin, I have my undergarments, socks, and then some PJs.
And in this drawer, I just have a bunch of random storage stuff. Like, there's honestly random boxes. All my past glasses. This cute little origami thing I made a long time ago when I was a kid. Just a bunch of random stuff. I could honestly throw this all out, but it's all stuff I don't want to throw out. But they're all useless. And then we make our way to the other side. Here is my desk. I love my desk area. I low-key want a new chair, but again, I'm not home long enough to like get one, so I'll be fine with this one. But I love this desk. It is so big and spacious. Like, this is the size of my iPad. There's my laptop, and I can fit like multiple of them across this entire thing. So I love it. I have this little cup where I store some washi and some lead. I actually have a really large washi collection, but I'm trying to use up some of them, so I just picked out a couple, and I'm like, okay, for 1 year, I will only use what I bring out until it's all used up, and I'll pick out new washi and put it in. And then I have this cute little cup where I just store a bunch of like random pens, pencils, scissors. I got this as a gift that I use as decoration. But in like middle school, our school made us take like a pottery class. And so I made this back then, and I still love it. And I think it's super cute. And then here, I got this as like a Christmas gift or a birthday gift a while ago. It's just like a little thing where you can like build it and put it together. And I did not have hot glue or anything. As you can tell, this was like held together by tape and like stick glue. So a lot of it has actually fallen off. But I was really proud of it when I made it. I just didn't actually have like the correct materials to put it together. Oh, and then I also love this desk because it has like little outlets on here. So when I need to charge my phone, my iPad, AirPods, and my laptop all together, there's like a built-in charger. So I can do everything from here and I never run out of outlets. All right, and then we have this little drawer thing. It comes down like this, so you can easily pull it out. Like, it also goes back up and I can still pull it out. Usually this is where I have my keyboard. But again, I left my keyboard at college and I didn't bring it back home. But I just hold a bunch of random stuff in here. I have like these mouses. This one's broken, so I don't know why I still have it. It's just cute. I have planners I've been working on. Let's see. This, I don't think I've started this one. Yeah, I haven't started this. I think this was what I was planning to use next. This is my media planner. Not media, but like, well, kind of media. Yep, it's Niki's journal for shows and other books. Because I do have a book planner, but I don't use it as often. And then let me flip to a page that I'm willing to share. Okay, let's see. Like this one, I watched Alchemy of Souls, which is a K-drama, and I really liked it. So I made a little spread over it. And then I read Babel, and I had a lot to say about it. So I wrote a lot about it. And I also watched this K-drama called Celebrity. And I wrote my ratings and my thoughts about that as well. Ooh, and then I watched Queen Charlotte, and I love that to death. Like, Queen Charlotte is one of my, it's such a good show. So I also made a spread about that. And I read a book called Priory of the Orange Tree, and I had to rant about that. I watched another K-drama called Arthdal Chronicles, and I love that as well. And I'm hiding this because I don't need my thoughts to be shown on camera. Oh, I watched Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I loved it to death. I read it and I watched it. So this was a spread over that. And then I remember I watched Loki, and I loved it as well. So I also made a spread over the show Loki. And yeah, I haven't updated it much. I watched Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons, and I wanted to make a spread of those individually, but I haven't had the time to. But yeah. And then this cover, it's one of my favorite C-dramas. It's called The Untamed, and that's what like this cover is from. But yeah, those are my like little journals. And then I just have a bunch of random scrapbooking supplies. I have like lead erasers, glue, scissors, and then a bunch of random like note-taking stuff here. Tape. This, yeah, this is just a random drawer that I stuff a lot of things in. And then we got this drawer over here. This used to be a lot more full, but I took a lot of stuff to college with me. I didn't bring it back. I have some random like wired earbuds here. I think this is a hole puncher. I have a ruler. ink refills, lead, more headphones, a brick, some earbuds, and then some more like, these might just be box. Oh no, I have Apple Pencil tips down there. There's a bunch of random stuff. But I don't keep much here because again, I brought a lot of this stuff to college. This used to be where I put like my little camera. My like camera that I can print out Polaroids from. And then we got this drawer. I love this drawer. This is my stationery drawer because I have way too much stuff in here. I have a bunch of random pens, a bunch of sticky notes and pads, some more like scrapbooking stuff. I have ink and stamps over here. I have some like washi over here, some stickers, some more random loose stickers. And the crazy part is this is only like one layer. I have like these little bins, and so there is actually a second layer underneath all of that. So over here I have even more washi, more clips, just a bunch of stationery that I put in here. But I love this. When I first had to organize this desk, this probably took me the longest time to organize, but I love the way this has turned out because it's still super neat and I love it. And then down here in this bin, it looks like two, but it's just one really big one. I put more stationery / random stuff in here. So I have this book. It's Harry Potter like sticker book. This, I don't know what this is for, but inside I have more washi tapes. I have a Hobonichi Weeks. This is from 2023. I use it for the entire year, so it's done with. I have some notebooks, some random stuff. And then I have some more stationery in here. I have like these like little dictionary papers I put in here. I have like these really thin aesthetic picture, like little book stickers. I don't know what they're called. They're like book sticker aesthetic. Just put those three words separately and it describes this. And then I have more like little sticky tabs in there. And then these all just hold stickers and other stuff. Here, I just have a bunch of like random papers. So papers and then sticker books. And these are more books that just hold stickers. Again, this used to be more full, but I brought my main sticker book to college. I didn't bring it back, but these hold some stickers. Here's just a thing of colored pencils. Here's more stickers. And this is actually what remains of my Blackpink collection. These are all stuff I wanted to keep. Here's a random page. And then everything else I'm still trying to sell. But this is what I'm trying to size down my Blackpink collection. So I'm trying to make it as small as possible. And then over here we have the fun stuff. That's what this corner looks like. Here is my nightstand. It's really bare. Usually I have like a lamp here, but again, that's in my college dorm and I didn't bother bringing it back. So this is really minimal. I have lotion. I have my lip mask I wear every night. I have a hair clip. I have my retainers, and then I have a water. In this first drawer, I just hold a bunch of random stuff in here. It's all stuff I like don't really use. Actually, wait, no. I use this skincare that I'm putting in here for now. These were also pottery pieces I made in middle school. This one, as you can tell, broke off a little bit, so I didn't want to display that. But I hold coins in there. And then this one I also made in middle school. This one looks a bit uglier, so that's why I don't want to display this. And this just holds a bunch of random jewelry that I just don't wear as much. Solution for my contacts. I have this little piggy bank I made when I was a kid. This also looks extremely ugly as well. Look at that. That is so scary. I have some more jewelry that was gifted to me that I don't really wear too often. And then these just hold, this is like nail polish and just random stuff. This is what, like hand sanitizer, more contact solution, more hand creams, just a bunch of random stuff. But this one is pretty bare, pretty empty, pretty neat. Here is my second, the bottom one. This one, I, again, use this to store a bunch of random stuff I don't need. This is all like high school stuff that I don't want to throw away, but also don't need. So that, I don't want to throw that away because this is what, probably worth $100 plus. And then just a bunch of high school memories in here that I want to keep. And then here's just some random boxes. So like the Apple box for my phone, a Nintendo Switch, the card isn't even in here, but I like to keep the little boxes it comes in. And then a random box that just holds random stuff. I have my chargers. I didn't want to take everything out because I'll be needing this again when I go back to my dorm, but it's just in here for now. This is my high school's thing. I have red envelopes that I've collected throughout the years that I just keep them in here. Money is not in there, just the red envelope is. And yeah, that is this bin. And then over here, I have all my high school honor cords, my graduation cord, all that fun jazz. I have a little table here. I don't really know what to do with this because I used to have, when I was little, I would have a smaller table and this would be the chair I sat on to work. But now if I'm ever like charging my iPad or anything, I guess I'll just put it here. I don't really know what to do with this. I also use this as like a little stepping stool because sometimes I can't reach the higher parts of my closet. I'll go through my entire bookshelf later, but I went to an Olivia Rodrigo concert and I got a little poster to remember it. I love her so much. This poster is from The Untamed, my favorite C-drama, and a friend got me this. I believe as a birthday or Christmas gift as well, and I love it so much. So that is on top of like my little bookshelf area. And then I also have some stuff on this side of my bed as well. I'm gonna go through the drawers first this time. And this drawer, oh wait, no, I'm gonna go through this one first. So this one holds just a bunch of random stationery. I have all the Tombow pens, some Blackpink stuff. It just holds a bunch of random stuff, basically. This drawer holds some books and random stuff. So these are like my book boxes. So they came in like sets. So I just keep them in their little box sets. I have some random papers here that are kind of useless, but they don't fit anywhere else. But I have a manga series called Chi Sweet Home. This was my childhood. Like, I had to get this when I was in like high school because I saw it. And I was like, when I was a kid, I used to love Chi Sweet Home series. And I still do. Like it's still super cute. It's also just like a comfort series. Like, it's so cute and so comforting to me. And then I have the whole Harry Potter series. I don't know what edition this is. I think this is like a Halloween exclusive or something, but I like the spines. The spines look cool. The next box set I want to get is like the entire Percy Jackson series, the first series and the second. I haven't gotten around to getting it, but that's the next box set I want to get. And then in this little nook, again, I used to get book boxes, so a bunch of these are just the special editions I got from those. This mythology book isn't. It doesn't fit on my shelf, so I had to go here. But I don't think I finished it. I got through a good chunk of it. Again, my books. I have a special edition of Song of Achilles because I was obsessed with that for a while. I have Circe. I really want to read these. I have, I believe this is the Fairy Loot edition, so it's super pretty. I have Divine Rivals. I've actually heard good things about this, so I want to read that. And these are double stacked as well, so there's books in the back. Again, they're just more special editions I've gotten. Well, no. Red, White, and Royal Blue, I think I got from like Target or something. I actually enjoyed that as well. I have Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. And then onto my last nook. This one is a very interesting nook because I have my nightstand right here and then there's a tiny little gap and then all my stuff. So I put just more private stuff in here. Back there, those stuff are actually fake books. Let's see. I'll take this one out so you can see. I believe I got these from the Fairy Loot boxes as well. But they look like books and they're so pretty. But then you can open it up and you can store stuff in here. And again, I try to downsize my Blackpink collections. Here are some cards I'm really proud that I own. And again, I try to downsize, but so maybe I'll sell these one day, but I just put some Blackpink cards in there. Then I have some journals. So I have Clockwork Reader's book journal. I used it for a bit and then I realized I didn't really like having a paper thing. I like ranting about the books I read, but I don't like to do it for every single book I read. So I don't use this as much as I like. Maybe I'll go back to it one day, but I've only used a couple pages in here. This is actually a cursive journal. Oh crap, that looks like awful. But my cursive got better throughout. And it was actually really nice. This helped me practice my cursive and I was able to just rant and like rants and just write whatever my thoughts wanted me to, but I finished it, so that's there. And this was my scrapbooking journal. Let's see if there's like a page I'm willing to share. This is like my private life stuff, but this would be like a scrapbook of like my day. So for example, I like this little thing a lot. Life is this bear attacking, and that's me. I thought that's really cute. But I used to scrapbook a lot as well. And this is a fully finished like little page of scrapbooking. I believe there's like 100 pages. So that was fun. Then I have some books in here. Okay, so I have, this isn't with my other Taylor Jenkins Reads books. One, it doesn't fit on the shelf. And two, I got this one signed, which is super cool. I enjoyed Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was pretty good. And I also got The Song of Achilles. Again, I was obsessed with this book for a while. I need to reread it to see if it's still good to me, but I have a feeling it won't be. Just at a time in my life, I was really obsessed. I believe I got this one signed as well. Oh yeah, it says to Nikki Lynn, Madeline Miller, and then she wrote a quote. That's so nice of her. And then I have 2 copies of Babel. And then in the back, and I have this little Madeline Miller book as well. In the back, I keep my Blackpink Funko Pops. A friend gave me this because I really liked Madeline Miller for a while. So a friend gave me this for like Christmas or birthday or something. It's just like a short story. And then I have 2 copies of Babel. So first, I don't know what edition this is, but it's like it's from some book box. It's like a special edition. And I love it so much. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the foiling, the art. And it is signed as well, which is amazing to me because I love Babel so much. And then the back also has art. That is so gorgeous. But I also decided to get a paperback because the other version was so pretty. I knew I would never want to annotate in it or anything. And I feel like if I read through Babel one more time, it would be a book where I really want to annotate in. I got this really nice floppy copy from Target, as you can tell. I don't love how this is just on the cover, but when I reread it, I would love to annotate it. So that's what this paperback is for. And let's go through the bookshelf now. So this is my bookshelf. This isn't actually a real bookshelf. Like, I don't know where, I think I got this from Walmart, but it's low-key really annoying because the bottom shelf, like this bottom shelf over here, is the only shelf that fully fits like any size book. This shelf, like the top shelf, fits most books, but this one, I don't know what is with this one. It doesn't even fit normal paperbacks. It has to fit like those small paperbacks, not the mass market ones, but like it's a very specific size. I don't know what is wrong with it, but this is why this entire bookshelf isn't even that organized, because I have to be very specific with what fit and what didn't. Okay, first I'm gonna go through the top over here. In the top, I just have random decorations, and then I have my mangas, my comics, and picture books, or anything that's not like an English chapter book. So, well, okay, I'm gonna go through my decorations first. First, I have this cute little thing. When I graduated, a family friend gave me like an Amazon gift card, and it came in this little box, which I thought was really cute, so I've kept it. And then I have this thing. Again, when I did like an art class in middle school, we made this. And honestly, if you look at it from the right angles, it low-key looks slightly cool. So I just kept it up here as well. I have my high school diploma. I just keep it up here too. I have this little lava lamp thing. And then I have this little thing, and it's like a little trash can. If you open it up, I keep like a bunch of random pens and stuff in there. And this is kind of hidden in the back, but I made this bear. It's a 3D printed bear thing, and it's holding like a balloon, and you're supposed to be able to put like a large Lego on it. And it says N for Nikki, but I took an engineering class, and you can also put like a Lego down here as well, so it can fit onto Legos. But I took an engineering class in high school in my senior year, and we had to create our own design and 3D print something, like our own Lego piece essentially. And this is what I decided to come up with. Then I have these two. This one I got from a book box as well. It's like, what, Greek mythology themed. And this one of my friends went to Europe one summer and she brought back a cute little postcard for me, and I think this is super pretty. So I just keep this on my bookshelf as well. This is also from a class. Again, I have a lot of middle school art slash pottery class memories. This was a thing, and it's supposed to have like a ball, and you put like little beads in it, and it's supposed to like shake and ring. I don't know if I made my beads too big or my ball just didn't work, because it doesn't give a nice ring. Like listen to that. It doesn't even sound like a jangle. It just sounds not great, but I'm just gonna keep it out. I don't know why, it's just out here. This is just a cute little figure of like a person reading. I got this as a gift as well. This one is my name, and I made this in the engineering class as well because it's also 3D printed. I was gifted these two as well. I think I got this one from graduation from a friend. Then this one, a friend gave me like a little panda Lego kit to build, so I built this myself one night, and I just kept it because I love pandas. And this is probably the most random thing on my bookshelf. It's like a piece of wood. There is a story behind this. Let's see. In the summer, like my neighborhood went through a really huge storm. I don't know what was happening that day. It was a huge storm, and for some reason, everyone else was perfectly fine. Actually, no, not really. But yeah, everyone else in our neighborhood was perfectly fine. Like, it was a huge storm. It was super windy. And everyone else's houses were like fine. Their trees, like just a couple branches like fell off. Our tree, this is like a 15-plus-year-old tree, okay? It's big. It's not even the youngest tree in the neighborhood. Some people had baby trees that survived. Our tree literally snapped in half. I'm not joking. The wind was so strong, it snapped our tree in half. And this is just a memory of the tree because it's literally as old as me, but it snapped in half. So that's what I have this for. All right, and now the books. First off, I have these 3 comics or like mangas. They're again, my favorite C-drama is called The Untamed, and this is the English comic book version of it. I know they have chapter books of this as well, but again, if it's translated over in English, I've heard it's trash. So just, if you see the chapter book, do not read it. But this was like my favorite C-drama. I watched it during COVID and I fell in love. So I just had to get the comics when I knew that they had comics. Highly recommend watching The Untamed first and then reading these, because like I think, at least to my knowledge, I think they're just making like, they're just adapting the comic book to the series. So it's like, they're just making the series a comic book, but everything else just stays the same, I believe. I don't actually know if they'll be the same. Next, I have these 2 mangas. I heard these were like really classic mangas and that they are both good. So that's why I got them. I hate to say it, but I actually haven't finished these. I read the first book, and then I got the second book because I liked the first one, but I just haven't had time to read it. Hopefully I can read it during this break though. And then lastly, I have this huge comic book or like manga. I don't even know if it's a comic or a manga. I think after middle school, or like even through most of high school, The Infernal Devices was like my favorite trilogy. I loved it so much. And so my friend got me for like birthday or Christmas or something. She got me this huge comic book version of the entire trilogy. So I love it. All right, and then the last couple books on the top of my bookshelf. First, I have this book. It is a Chinese Harry Potter. It's book 1 of Harry Potter, and it's a Chinese version. I got this in hopes that I would like try to read it and get better at my Chinese, especially my reading skills. I think I read a good page out of this, and I haven't finished it. It is still my goal to one day fully finish it and be able to fully read Chinese one day. I don't know if I will start this anytime soon though. And then I have these 2 books. So this is really random, but they're both picture books. I'm gonna start with this one first. I got this before the other one. I think I bought this for myself. It's just such a cute, cozy little story. I don't know. I think this won a bunch of awards, and this is like the updated version of like the original book. But it's just a super cute, cozy story. And it's like a little picture book. And then sometimes at night or when I'm sad, I like to just flip through it and read it and stuff. And like, look how gorgeous it is. This book is just so pretty. And yeah, this is kind of like a comfort book. I forgot if I bought this for myself or if this was gifted to me, but this I feel like fits me perfectly. I'm a small person. I'm usually always the shortest in the friend group, and then I love pandas. Pandas, it's just such a cute animal. They're so cute and lazy and stupid, but they're just so cute. But yeah, this I feel like I like the other picture book more, but this book is also just super cozy and cute. And yeah, I think it's really random that I have picture books in the first place, but I like it. Okay, once again, I need to preface, do not judge me by the way I organize my books. It's not in any organization order. It's kind of what books fit and what books didn't fit on the shelf. And then I tried to put authors and, well, I didn't try to. I did put authors and series together. But again, it's not organized by genre or anything because I couldn't. And they don't fit together. I'm annoyed. Okay, don't judge. So first on the shelf, I have the Atlas 6 and then the Atlas Paradox. I got this when it first came out. And when I say that in quotes, I just mean, I know originally it was self-published and then it was picked up by an actual publishing company, right? I'm pretty sure. So I got it when it was first picked up, and at the time I really enjoyed it. So I also got the second book right when the second book came out in paperback. But the problem is because now I have two books in the series, and I've read the third book, but I don't have the third book, and I don't want to buy it. But then I just have two. I don't have the full series, but it's because I really enjoyed it when it first came out. I really enjoyed the second book as well. And then when the third book came out, I was like, okay, I'll reread the first two books and then I'll get the third book. So I have a fresh memory of what's happening. But when the third book came out and I reread these again, these went from 4.4 to 4.5 star books. I think they went down to 2 or 3 stars. Because I don't know what, I just didn't like them as much the second time through. Which just means, at least to me, that it's not a good book. Because usually when I read a book again, I love it even more. Where I love it the same. But that didn't happen for these. So I was really sad and disappointed. But there's that. I had a book collecting phase, okay? I'm ashamed to say I had a book collecting phase, and a lot of the books I got because they looked pretty or I just wanted it in the moment. But as I'm growing up, I really want to have a more curated selection of books that I truly love. So again, I feel like it's any book lover's dream to own the huge library with a ladder and stuff, which is also my dream. I want a ladder and a sunroom, and that would be so amazing. But I also, part of my dream is also having 1,000+ books, all of which I have read and loved, because I don't really want to own books that I don't really like anymore. And unfortunately, these fall into the pile of books I no longer like. Next is this pile of books. And this is a slightly random pile. I'm going to call this pile Asian. So first, I have this one. A friend gave this to me. I think she was just decluttering her book, so she has given me a heads up that she didn't really like it. But I told her oh, if you don't want a book, I'll take it. And so I haven't read this yet. Then I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I am so excited to read this. I got this for my birthday last year, and I've heard so many good things about it. And this has been on my TBR for quite a while, so I do really want to read this soon. Then I have Crying in H-Bar, which I've heard that it was a really great memoir. And I read it and I quite enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I quite enjoyed it. I think it was 4 to 4.5 stars probably. Here is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I haven't read it yet. I think I bought this because of the pretty cover. And it's also an Asian myth or something. It's a story, or an Asian story. So I have Six Crimson Cranes. That's also Asian. This was a 4-star read. I think it was just a very happy read. It wasn't high stakes or anything. It was just a fun read. I got this as well. I forgot where I got this from, but it's an Asian memoir. I haven't read it yet, but it's somewhere on my TBR. It's not that high, but it's not that low either. And then I read this book called Parachutes. I actually quite enjoyed this. I think I gave this a 4 or 4.25 stars. It was also just not a high stakes read, but it was an interesting and quick read for me. It was thick, but I think I read this within a day. Okay, and then this is where the randomness starts. I just have 3 random books that fit on the first shelf here. I have Strange the Dreamer. I really want to read the series. I only have the first book. I have not started the series, but this is pretty high on my TBR. If We Were Villains. This is also pretty high on my TBR. I know a bunch of other, well, not I know. I watch a couple other booktubers whose taste I usually really enjoy. And one of them, this is like their favorite books. So I would like to read this soon. Then I have Cinder. Again, my high school library did like a little book swap thing. And I remember I saw this there. And I've been wanting the new covers for such a long time. I'm always just like, oh, I gotta reread the series on my Kindle first to see if I actually like it. And then I'll buy the paper copy. And I haven't had time to reread it yet because it's been such a long time. But at the library book swap, they had this there. And I was like, okay, I gotta get it. So that's where I got this from. And then again, I have a bunch more random books. The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. I in elementary school, I really liked Marie Lu after I read her like Legend series. And I think a friend gave me this book when I was like 5th grade or something. I decently enjoyed it, but I just still have it here, so. And then I have these 2 books. I know it's random, but I put them together because me and my friend, we did like a Galentine's book reading one day where we both have both copies of both books. And so what we did was we both picked one, and then we gave it to the other person. We read it, and then we annotated it. And then we would switch books, and then we would read the other book that the person annotated. And so we could read through it with the other person's annotations. I don't know if that made sense at all, but I thought it was really cute. So I just keep these together. And I enjoyed both of these. All right, and now it gets even more random. Okay, so these 2 books. Number 1, I have Belladonna. I think I just got this at Target. Once again, this was in my phase of I bought books because they looked pretty. And this one looks pretty, so I got it. I'm disappointed to say that for myself, but don't worry, I'm a changed person. I don't buy books because they're pretty anymore. And then I got this book called Dig. I believe it's a historical fiction. I haven't really read it yet, but my library in the summers, they do a thing where if you're like a teen or just like a kid, if you could just sign up for like our summer reading program and you get like 2 free books every single year. And so I believe I got this like last year. And then these books. Once again, I used to buy book boxes, so Fairy Loot and Owl Crate, I believe. All of these are either from Fairy Loot or Owl Crate. And they're just smaller, so they fit on my top shelf, which is why I put them in there. Number 1, Midnight Strikes, with like these pretty gold edges, and then it has a design on like the ends. It's pretty. I feel like I've heard of this book before I got it, but I don't know when I'll end up reading it. I do want to read every single book I own, but I don't know how high this is on the list. It's not that high. Next, I have this book called Revel, I believe. I don't really know. I've never heard of this one either. This one also isn't too high on my list of books I want to read, but it's somewhere there. And then I have this one called 7 Faceless Saints. This one is slightly higher on the books I want to read because it looks interesting, but I also don't know what it's about, and it has like this pretty design. All right, and now we start the second shelf, which is where things get even more random because only very specific size books can fit on that shelf for some reason. So I got this. It's called The Complete Middle School Guide to U.S. History or something like that. I got this at I think Costco. I don't know. Again, I just enjoy books. Like I like them for entertainment. I like them to learn. So I did actually read this. I don't know why I thought it would be helpful because I took a push. It's just a very basic US history like book. So, and then I have these 2 books. I believe this is a trilogy. I don't actually know, but again, I got these from the library book swap my high school did. And I don't know, I just thought it seemed pretty interesting, so I swapped for these. Okay, next is this stack of books I keep like this on my shelf. And this is also slightly random, but not as random, but also slightly random. So first, I have this book called The Book of Charlie, 109 Years in the Pursuit of Happiness. And I got this. 1, it seems cute and interesting, and 2, this is an ARC, and it's an advanced reader's copy. That's so cool to me. But again, I got this from my library book swap as well, so I don't know who had an ARC and decided to like put it in there, but this seemed quite interesting. This is actually quite high on my TBR because, I don't know, it's just cool to me. Then I have this book called The Princess and the Goblin. I like to say that this book is one of the books that got me into reading because I read this in like elementary school. I was really, really young, and yeah, this is so really nostalgic. So I have a copy of that. And then as we get down, these are all school books. which is why I say it's less random, because these are all books I've had to read for school. This, Bad Blood, Secrets and Lies in a Silicon Valley Startup. This is what I had to read going into college. Or since I'm in the College of Engineering, they make like all the freshmen read a book going into it. Or they call it like the common reading experience or something. And so this is what I had to read. Honestly, this was quite interesting. I feel like it was very repetitive. Like the book was very repetitive. But it was a pretty decent, it was just pretty interesting in general. This I had to read senior year for AP Lit. I had to read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and I had a bunch of annotations. I actually quite liked it. I thought it was decently good. The Namesake, I don't know. I think I had to read this junior or sophomore year. But there's that. I had to read this summer going into senior year, How to Read Literature Like Professor. And next is Ragtime. I had to read this summer going into senior year as well. We had to read How to Read Literature Like a Professor, and then we got to pick a book, and I chose Ragtime. This, if I remember, was a decently interesting read. I remember like I didn't understand what was happening, but it was decently interesting. And then in AP Lit, I also had to read The Handmaid's Tale. I really enjoyed The Handmaid's Tale. I think I rated it like 4.5 to 5 stars. It might be like a 4.75 or something. It was interesting. This was on my TBR before I even took AP Lit. So it was like the good thing I had to read it in class. Lastly, I had to read this for AP Lit as well, Othello. Next, I have these 2 books by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have Daisy Jones and the Six, as well as Malibu Rising. I don't know what it is about Taylor Jenkins Reid, but she's just not like I love her. I like most of her books. I've also read Carrie Soto Is Back, but she's not like a 5-star author for me. Like all of her books are missing just a little bit of like just a little something that keeps it from being 5 stars. I think my favorite book of hers is probably Daisy Jones and the Six. And this is like a 4.5 to 4.75 stars. And I still love it. I would recommend this to a lot of people. I would reread this. It's just not a 5-star read. At least not yet, I don't think. But I do enjoy Taylor Jenkins Reid. Next, I have more Asian books. I don't know what else to like call them, but I have Daughters of the Dragon. I believe this is like a comfort woman story. I haven't read it yet. It sounds interesting to me, so it's decently high on my TBR as well. I have this book called We Are Not Free. I think this is also historical fiction. Again, my library did a thing where you got to pick like 2 free books every year, and this was one of them that I got, I believe, last year. And then I got this book called Pachinko. It's just, I believe, an Asian story. I believe it's Korean, but yeah, it is Korean. It's pretty high on my TBR as well, because it just seems interesting to me. So then I have another stack of books. First, I have this book called Truly Devious. I don't know, I feel like I've heard decent things about this one as well. And I also got this from my library book swap back in high school. And then the rest of these are historical fiction. I have The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I enjoy historical fiction, so I did enjoy this one. I have this book called Chains. I got this from my library. I think I got this from the library book swap as well. So I haven't read it. It seems interesting. I usually enjoy historical fiction, so I'm excited to read it one day. And then I have 2 Ruta Sepetys books. I have Salt to the Sea, as well as Out of the Easy. I got Salt to the Sea from my library when we got to pick 2 free books. I think I got this 1 or 2 years ago, so not last year, I'm assuming, since... Yeah, I don't know when I got this. And then this one, I was from my high school book swap thing. I don't think I've read any of these. I have read Ruta Sepetys before, and I generally enjoy her historical fiction. I don't think like they suck. I don't think they're like the best things ever either, but I generally enjoy them. Next, I'm on the 3rd row, so the last row of my bookshelf. So right there, I have these 2 huge books. I have Priory of the Orange Tree and A Day of Fallen Night, and it's a duology. This was such a disappointment to me. Okay, to be fair, okay? I did enjoy the prequel, more than Priory of the Orange Tree, but I don't know, this book was like 3 stars for me. It was like maybe even 2 stars. It was just very disappointing. Like, it was super slow, which I'm fine with. Like, I love a good build-up, but the climax to me was not worth the build-up. Like, I was just disappointed by this one. And I think it might be because of the character's age. I feel like as I'm growing up and like as I've gotten older, I just don't enjoy books about like teens anymore. Which I guess makes sense, because like when you're a kid, you love reading about teenagers. Once you're a teenager, you start reading, you start liking books of like older teens. And now that I'm an older teen, I feel like I don't like reading books about teenagers as much. And I feel like this book was about teenagers. And then my favorite character in this book was like, I forgot how old she was. I just know she was like older because she was like a mom or something. So I did enjoy this slightly more than this one. Like if this was 2 or 3 stars, this was a good like 3.5 stars, I think. And then I have these 3 special books. I think these are the Illumicrate versions of the Last Hour series. Again, I read The Infernal Devices and I loved it, and I loved Cassandra Clare. And then I have so many friends who read The Last Hour. Well, like back when the 3rd book wasn't out yet, they read the first 2 books and they were like, oh my god, this is Cassandra Clare's best series. I love her, whatever. And then I haven't heard as many good things about the 3rd book, but I still haven't read the series, and I need to do that someday. But it's just, now that I know the 3rd one is kind of lacking, it kind of makes me scared to start. But I will be reading this someday. This is very high on my TBR as well. Next, I have more Cassandra Clare books. So I have this, like just a normal hardback of Chain of Thorns. And this one is special because I think I got a signed version of it. So it says, For Niki, and it's Cassandra Clare. A lot of authors offer free signed editions of their books from their local bookstore. If you just order it online and get it shipped, you can get it like signed for free. And I know it's different from like going to like an actual like signing event in person, but where I'm from, no authors come here. So this was still pretty cool that I can get a personalized signed copy, and that was pretty fun. And then I have the Bane Chronicles. This cover is atrocious. Like whoever designed this cover, I hate it. But again, when I was in like middle school or like beginning of high school, I've read the Infernal Devices and I was literally obsessed. Like that series had a chokehold on me. But since I was so obsessed, I think my friend got me the Bane Chronicles for like my birthday or something when I was really obsessed with it. Okay, this was definitely middle school me, okay? Because I remember I actually loved the Bane Chronicles as well. I haven't read this in a while. I don't think I would love it as much now, but it's just a lot of memories. All right, and then I have some classics. Well, not really, some classics. I have this one. It's Jane Austen's seven novels. I think it's like the Barnes & Noble edition. And the font in here is so itty bitty. It's so tiny. But I got this because I was like, I really want to start reading more classics. Yeah, I haven't really read as much as I wanted to. It's gonna take a really long time. And I'm currently a student. I don't have that time. I'd rather spend that time reading something chill and really easy to go through so that I don't get into a reading slump. And then I got this one with my friend. We decided to get matching classics of Pride and Prejudice because this is so gorgeous. And I believe, yeah, look how pretty that is. And then there's like some art inside as well. So this is making me really excited to read Pride and Prejudice. I just have to actually read it one day. And lastly, I have some more Barnes & Noble, like, I don't know. I know these are like the Barnes & Noble edition books. I don't know what they're called though. So again, I don't think I've read any of these, but because they're just really long to get through. But I want to start reading just a little bit here and there, especially like my fairy tale books. I just want to start reading a bit here and there so I can just get through it. I have Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. I love a good fairy tale. I'm a sucker for fairy tale retellings. Whereas anything fairy tale that's written well, I'm such a sucker for. And so I'm actually really excited to read through this. Again, it's just really long, but you gotta start from somewhere, right? I have, this is Chinese myths and folk tales. It's also really, really like thick, but I also really want to read through this because again, I love fairy tales. I'm a sucker for anything fairy tales. So I'm excited to read this as well. And then I have the complete Sherlock Holmes. I read a manga of Sherlock Holmes. Well, not Sherlock Holmes. I read like Moriarty, and I love that so much. I don't think I finished it yet, but I think I read like the first like 5 to 7 books, and I loved it. So I also really want to read Sherlock Holmes so I can have something to base it off of. But this is also really big. It's okay. One day I'll have a bunch of time and I'll be able to read as much as I want once I'm successful and stable. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!